first few years and now living in Toronto. She really learned from her early days in Canada and adapted to new culture, new weather, learn new skills, new languages, and now is an entrepreneur. And what it is she's doing, let me ask Liz. Liz, you've been all over the social media. You seems to be control all the social media, because every time I go there, there's something about new and exciting happening with you. So tell us, our audience, what do you do?
Good question, Rizwan. Actually, the theme of the show is tell us what you do, who you are, what you do, contact info, anything new. That is the theme of the Lizyt show. And I have to, by the way, that logo or that slogan is not mine, it's my husband. And the Lizyt, people used to call me Lizzy, so I thought, okay, Lizyt, that sounds like good. So I am the host and one of the producers, because my husband and I have other people that help us out too, of the Lizyt show. We are on YouTube, we're on Instagram, we are pretty much all over social media. And yes, unfortunately, because if you are not being proactive in social media, you are not where. Doesn't matter if you have a website or not. So yes, we have, or myself or my VA is able to update and put things there for people to get to know me. That's who I am. And my platform is able to help a lot of people, like you said early, like singers, songwriters, entrepreneurs like us, authors, people are writing books. This shelf here is full of books from authors that I have interviewed, and they have sent me their books as a gift. And so that's who the Lizyt is, and that's what she does.
So Liz, how did you, the broadcasting, the radio show, all that comes in. And I just wanted to let our audience know, she was the first one, which I thought I know most of the social media, because she's the one who actually introduced me to IGTV. And she does a show on Instagram, which was like amazing, and reaching out to a whole different audience. As you know, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube has a different set of audience and set of people who is watching it. So she was awesome in explaining that. So how do you got into this broadcasting business?
Good question. Very good question. You have awesome questions today, Rizwan. Guys, follow this guy. Get on his show. Well, it started about 5 years ago, give or take. This is a dream that I had as a little girl. Close your eye, everyone, and think when you were maybe 5, 6, 7, if you're a little older, maybe 10-year-old, what do you used to play with? What did you used to love to do when you were that child? What was your dream when you were a child? Now think, you have that picture? Well, my picture, my dream was holding a microphone at that age and pretending that I was interviewing people. I used to go to my mom, my dad, people that I used to hang around with, friends, and I used to ask, how is the weather today? What do you think? People used to tell me, oh, Lizzie, go away, just stop bothering me. So I was one night reading to my little girls. I have 2 little girls. They're a teenager now. And I was reading about little train that can. And I would explain it to them. Guys, you could do anything you want. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't. Come on. Follow your dreams. Pursue that wonderful idea that you have, even if it doesn't work. And then I stopped. And then I realized, wait a minute. What was my dream at that age? What was I doing?
Wow.
And it dawned to me that, hey, I wanted to be a host of my own show or be on TV. And I thought, guys, I can't read this book anymore. And I went to the bathroom and I cried. And I don't know what I cried. It's just like that dream never followed through. Life went on. I started other businesses. I started working. Things started happening and I never followed through. And that night I decided I'm going to start it, even if it doesn't work. Rizwan, can I tell you something? I did it thinking that it will not work. But I wanted to tell my girls, hey, I did it. It didn't work, but at least I tried it.
Yeah.
Well, biggest surprise of all, not only at work, I started getting people asking me, can you interview me? And not only in Canada, the US, and many other places in the world, which I am, to this day, I'm pinching myself. I can't believe this is happening.
Beautiful. Folks, you can see now I am on the tough spot, actually. I'm interviewing a girl who's been doing it for so long and has interviews from all over the world. Yes, but more importantly, what you said to me, it's so powerful, inspirational, that she wanted to live her dreams and she wanted to do this. And I say this, Liz, to myself as well. When I was transforming from my financial career, going into coaching and training, this everybody was talking to me and like, are you crazy? What is in it? Because this is very stable. What you do, you're an MBA, you know financial market, portfolio management, and coaching and training. You don't know about it, and this is what you wanted to do. And I said, yes, I'm gonna do it. And even if I don't get success or don't get promoted, don't get really a result out of it, but I'm gonna die trying.
There you go.
What I did. That was my mindset too.
That was your motto. And for some of you, I don't have any journalism or any that kind of background. What I do is, what I did have a lot of hours into Google and a lot of hours into YouTube, and I'm going along. How do I do this? How do I figure it out? IGTV, which again, like you said, is one of the biggest platform. You know, people are searching on Instagram now just as much as they're searching on Google. So I want to be able to have a presence there. And again, you could go to school and learn something. But the other thing is, just like you said, Rizwan, you can actually learn on your own and see if it works. Try it. If it doesn't work, what is the problem? At least you tried.
Now, fantastic. Now, folks who are listening to you, I'm going to give you a real trick behind it, because this is where Liz actually find her niche. And watch and listen very closely, because Liz is featuring the singers, authors of some of the people from Brazil, Chile, all different places. Why? Because she can speak different languages. So while you're trying to compete here in Toronto, she is reaching out to the world outside. So she did not confine herself within, and she was able to open up to new one. Now, this is a great chance for you, because COVID-19 has given us that wings that we fly now, beside are restricted to within our studio, especially if you are doing any of the shows, talk about it. So Liz, tell us how your guests coming from, how far your radio and your shows reach out in the world.
And I'm glad you mentioning radio, because that's really how I started it. I started with my podcast. It's going to be almost 6 years, and then I developed into my YouTube channel, which I used to take my husband with a video camera and mics and all that to a venue or where a singer was performing. We can't do that anymore. So obviously the last year has been, here on the internet, on our home studio. So we have reached, going back to your question, over 58 countries. I love to keep tag. I'm a stat kind of person. So every time somebody reaches to me, I just don't want to know, yes, you're from Brazil, or yes, you're from Mexico, or yes, I want to make sure that, can you tell me the city? How did you find about us? How did you get in touch with them? And it's all about the word of mouth, all about, people that like my style. I'm not sure what style I have. It's just me. Very genuine. The way I am here right now with you, Rizwan, I am everywhere else. As a matter of fact, a little bit more an introvert, believe it or not. In the camera, I'm able to take that persona, be able to be pumped up for you, because my little platform is not for me. I can even not be here, but I want to be able to reach the audience of my guests, my artists, because they, especially right now, they need this platform. They need to be out there. So 58 countries counting. Yesterday, Monday, we had somebody in Germany. Wow.
Wow. 58 countries, folks. She's reaching out with her show, giving a platform for the people all over the world, a new hope, a new reach where you can reach out to them. Any like a success story that somebody's from Brazil is on the show and somebody from different part of the world, kind of like, oh, I need to see or hear this person.
There's several success stories, Rizwan, but one of the ones that I remember the most is a lady actually from here, from Canada, from Toronto, which was very shy. You know, when you have that guest on your show, you of all people know, it's like pulling teeth, trying to ask and, you know, having them to talk about themselves, but they're very, very shy. So her interview with me was her very first interview. She wrote a tiny little book and she wanted to tell her story and her name. And all of a sudden, you know, she emailed me back and she called me back and she said it was so comfortable. And that's really what I want to make sure, that my guests feel as comfortable with me. And I always say, just pretend you're having coffee with your best friend. Pretend. And then we don't know each other if you like. But, you know, at most of the time we become best friends. Yeah. So what happened was later on I was able to see this person not only publishing more books, but also public speaking and also becoming a publisher herself. Oh. So I called her up and I said, what happened? You know what, Lizzie, you gave me a platform, and by being on your show, I was able to see that I can accomplish a lot more. And I was like, wow, this is the reason I do this for.
Powerful. That I love success stories, because you know this is not only me, and I love the part of it. The people who wanted to start a podcast, people who wanted to make a show, people who wanted to host that. Key ingredients or golden nuggets she just dropped, that you do not want to be the highlight of the show. Your guest is, and you let them share with them. I use that the 80-20 rule. As a host, you want to talk about 20%, 80% of your guests. But I love success stories because it's all about people, how we can make them, giving them the platform, make them successful, make them get to more who they are.
I didn't know about the rules, so thank you for sharing that with me, because to me it sounded like a common sense, but I guess I'd be using it without knowing, so I appreciate that. I know that is a rule about that now. Thank you.
I actually time myself, okay, how many times I have to speak. So you have been able to feature guests from all different, there are some singers on your radio show. Is all about singers and authors, or anybody?
Not necessarily. No, not necessarily. So singers, yes, I would say it's 50% of our shows. And then we do half an hour, give or take, because I don't count. Sometimes a little go over and a little bit less. It depends, again, on the guest, right? They're not. Some artists are very shy to speak. They love to sing. So I do that part. And then the other half an hour is just music. And I get sent MP3 from all over the world, different cultures, different genre, and I play pretty much everything. And then obviously we have the regular, which is their author. I would say it's another 30% authors, people that are publishing their book, that need a platform to divulge their book and to talk about it and to sell where people can buy it. And then we have some entrepreneurs and we have coaches. And that's pretty much the repertoire. Inventors, I've gotten some invent people that invented something very amazing. They wanted to be on the show as well. But and I think last but not least, actress that are looking to get some work. Child actress, I've had some of them. So yeah.
That's interesting. Actors as well. I never thought of that, even in mentors, because they really do need that platform in order to move forward, because I really want to highlight some of those people who doesn't get the limelight out there because they have to create their own instead of bigger companies, bigger blue chip companies. They can buy all that TV ad and all that. So small entrepreneurs don't get that real limelight. So,
and me and you, Rizwan, we are that platform for them to rehearse, for them to be better at video, for them to be presentable in a way that they can sell themselves. So absolutely, I wish I could have more actors so they can kind of, plan with us what they will be doing later on. I had a child actor about last month, incredible lady, very talented, but as an interviewer, as a person that has the platform for them to act, I expected a little more. And so again, that training comes, and they're able to perform, say the lines that they need to say when they're in the real real thing.
Mm-hmm. Now, you already mentioned, a couple of stories of your guests, people coming in and they were able to have an awakening. But let me ask you, and this would be a serious question. As a host, when you are listening to a story, you're listening to a live fact of somebody or a record-breaking tune, did that really impact you that you like, holy, that is like so good? Has that happened?
Absolutely. There's amazing voices out there. The lady that I had from Germany, she is a singer-songwriter. She is disabled.
Oh.
She is in a wheelchair, not able to walk or even move her arms properly. But my goodness, her voice is just out of this world. It's just, I've never heard anything like that. It's very different and very, very interesting. So she's been recording all over Europe. And obviously she wants to branch out to North America, Canada, and the US. And, she found my platform for her to talk about her song. We interviewed her on our YouTube channel and also on our radio. She wanted both. And I'm playing her song. And usually what I do is 3 months, I play the songs of my artist, and then I rotate and get more songs. So it's about, again, half an hour worth of music. So what is a radio show with a radio station without music, right?
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, that's true. So Liz, this is very exciting, and the folks who are listening to us right now want to know you, get connected with you. How they can reach out to you?
You know that website that's called Google? Lizyt.
My uncle Google.
Lizyt.com. Lizyt.com. And you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Vimeo, Instant. And I'm pretty much all over social media. So absolutely, that is the best way. You can look at my pictures, my past interviews, my videos. And I'm hoping that you that are watching today, come and join us. Come and join both of us.
Yes. So is this something that you wanted to take to the next thing? Like what is your vision about the show that can reach more audience? Give more platform, or something different?
Good question, Rizwan. Isn't he good? It's amazing. So I have been offered to be on Rogers Cable TV, and you know what it is? I love control. I'm a little bit of a control freak.
Okay.
So I like to have control of what I do, when I do it, with whom I do it, and what questions I would like to ask. So I like to keep my platform. I mean, I'm not saying that this is no forever and I don't want to be on national TV. Things could change. But as of right now, I find that the comfort of my home studio, or even another studio where I can have control, what my team can have control, that's definitely what I would like to continue to do. And obviously, if you search on Google best podcast or best TV interview and Lizyt comes out, hey, I'm done. That's what I wanted to do.
Awesome. See, that vision is important, and she has that vision, and I love that her last vision, that you search the best podcast, best interview style, and she shows up. That's a success right there. This is fantastic. If you want,
almost there.
Go ahead.
I said I'm almost there.
I know you are there. If you want to get a hold of her, because you really want to reach 58 countries and people from all around the world. If you have that song, that book, that authorship, that new invention, or even you wanted to be an actor or actress and reaching a different medium and stepping yourself, give her that, call Lizyt, Lizyt show.com. No, Lizyt.com.
Lizyt.com. Lizyt.com. So I think he will have it underneath here,
Yes,
and
right
for you to be able to reach us. No worries.
Yeah, so you will be able to. I mean, you just Google her name and you will be seeing her all over the place. Thank you so much, Lizyt. But before we end the show, I wanted to ask you. I know you have like inspirational stories. You gave us like a lot of to think about it, the thought-provoking ideas. Okay, what I can do, what is limiting belief to me? I'm an immigrant. I couldn't speak English. What do I do? I mean, you break all those rules and came out as a successful entrepreneur. So, what you gonna leave with us? An inspirational message for all of the immigrants out there who are looking to going to thrive because they are just trying to survive at this time.
Absolutely. And I think we talked about this before, Rizwan. One of the things that I love to do is to be able to connect with one key person. There's always a mentor, a person that you look up to. It doesn't have to be your friend. I mean, when you are networking, obviously it's a lot easier. You feel, right? God give you that feeling of that person can help me, or I can learn from that person. So you don't have to be friends with the whole world. And I know that not everybody likes Lizyt, and Lizyt doesn't like everyone. So that's a given. Let's put that on the table. Yeah. So, and which is okay. I'm sure it's okay. But connect with one person that you admire, follow them, ask them questions. I can guarantee to you that a lot of people will love to help you in any shape or form. If you ask question, I have a question, can you help me? And people will be, I'm here. You can call me and you can email me. I can help you in any shape. If I don't know the answer, I will definitely find out. So going back to that question, one key person. I mean, through our connection, right, Rizwan, we're able to connect. There was one person that I connected with, led me to you.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be friends of the whole world. Just connect with one special person that can help you to go to the next level.
Wow. Golden advice from Lizyt. Lizyt, thank you so much for gracing your presence at London Living Show, and I love to have you, and a great inspirational message and a great story of you being an entrepreneur. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Folks, this was the show London Living with Rizwan, and tonight we saw how Lizyt has transformed herself, changed her ability to understand what is the Canadian culture, understand or learn the new languages, but not more importantly, she was able from surviving to thrive by her ability to be able to depend on. And the last thing what she mentioned, it was so golden, because most often as an entrepreneur, as